Hello, hello! Hello, friends! Today we are actually on my main account. Desi, that's me. And I've actually done one draft not that long ago. We did pretty well, and so we got more than our gems back. I had finally saved up 10,000 gold and did a premier draft of Neo, and I hit Mythic in the process. We were actually 100 rank-ish, but we lost the last game. We were like 6-2 at the end. Either way, we can draft again, and that is what is important to me. This one is for all the marbles, though. If we don't do at least 3 wins, we can't draft again on this account for the foreseeable future. So let's do our best here, and once we get on the table at least, try and get at least 3 wins, I suppose. See if we can't get more than that, of course. But we'll see what happens. Ideally, we get 7. Always nice to get a trophy. I find that aggressive strategies tend to be the best thing to end up in a 1v1, which of course is what we're doing. No, sorry, 1v1. I meant best of 1. Speaking of aggressive strategies, Twin Shot Sniper is a fantastic card, and if we wield the Kimono Faces Kazan, we'd be in a fantastic spot. However, this rare is really good. This is some generic removal that hits mostly everything. Artifact, creature, or enchantment. I mean, it doesn't hit planeswalkers, but it hits almost everything that you would want to remove. And it's an instant, so it's really, really good. I think I'm going to take the Twin Shot Sniper here, though, just because I don't think white is quite as good of a color, and I don't mind passing a good white card. I don't get the opportunity to pick Twin Shot Sniper very often, and I already have the full playset of every rare. I don't know. I feel like I could potentially wield the other red card is the reason. Big reason to go into that. Ooh, kind of punished here, because Shigeki is really, really good. You can build a really good grindy control strategy based on Shigeki using Season of Renewal. So I'm going to take Shigeki, kind of on a hedge towards that. And Twin Shot Sniper could still potentially be good in that deck. I don't think it would be quite as good as the March that I passed in Pack 1, but it's a fine card, and fairly splashable at 4 mana with only 1 devotion, and a wonderful ETB, as well as being able to block. Decent with the Shigeki loop, too. Boseiju, glad we picked a green card last pack, because this uncommon is bonkers. It's one of the best in the format. Let's hope we get more green cards passed to us. Good ones, that is, obviously. Really happy with the card quality we have so far. Kimono Faces Kazan, really good. Not exceptionally good with these grindier green cards that we have, but I think I'm going to take it as kind of a hedge if it turns out green is not quite as open as we are hoping. It would be good if we end up in a more aggressive strategy. It's one of the best 1-drops in the format. This guy's not great in an aggressive deck. Neither is Boseiju, but Twin Shot Sniper is just fine in any deck. I like taking the Sling here. Prosperous Thief is a very good card, don't get me wrong. But I want to cut red a little bit, just in case we want to try and be the aggressive red deck. If we cut red really hard and take mostly red cards this pack, we'll get past a bunch of reds in pack 2, which is always nice. The red-green deck isn't so bad either, as long as you get enough removal. And there's some good removal in red. It's supposed to be the modified strategy, is what it's intended to be. The equipment, which is mostly green, +1/+1 counters, which you can get from Kimono or Jukai Preserver. These cards don't modify, unfortunately. Neither does this. Who's got all the packs? Whoa! Deloth has all the packs, as it turns out. If we end up in a grindier strategy, cards don't get much better than Bamboo Grove Archer. That card is really, really good. Makes me feel super duper safe when I've got that on turn 2 against an aggressive deck. Of course, it dies to removal, but not all removal. Really happy with our card quality so far, though. Not wild about any of these cards. Barrier of Memory is great as a one-of when you're playing Boseiju, because this flip side of the saga can turn into a really big creature that doesn't have trample, but this ability here gives trample until end of turn, that is. It makes this card really hard to block, potentially. Ooh, not super excited about any of these cards. Boar is a fine one-of in the aggressive deck, especially. Mirror Shell Crab is potentially quite good. I've seen it overperform quite a lot, actually. Mirror Box is gems, because I have all the rares in the set. It'd be worth 20 gems to me. I'm gonna take the crab. I don't really know what I'm in yet. Tanuki is fine here. I like Searchlight Companion. That's runnable in a lot of decks. I like it in the Artifact deck, like the aggressive red deck. I love it in the Ninja deck, which we're probably not in. So I'm just gonna pick the best card here. Don't really like Peerless Samurai much at all. Not that it's awful in a deck like this, but if we're ever running black, I would usually like to have a Kami of Terrible Secrets. I don't hate Spell Pierce here. Don't know which I'm more likely to run. I'm gonna put this in my sideboard. Never tried to run Discover the Impossible. It's just impossible to make it good. Instant spell with mana value 2 or less. So you'd have to have a lot of good instants with mana value 2 or less. Rapid Battery is probably the best card here in this pack. Oath, obviously really good. Switchwater Cliffs, very solid. Would love to wheel a Safekeeping if we end up in like a green deck. It's good especially if you're running big creatures like Tanuki and Boseiju. Specialist is fine. We're a little bit... I don't know if we're aggressive enough for it to be really good. But we'll see. We did not wheel the Kamano Faces Kazan from our first pack, though. I'm not wild about any of these cards, unfortunately. I think I want to take Completion. I don't know how open blue is, but it's one of the better cards in this pack for sure. I could take the Jungle Hollow and try and stay open that way, since we have the Kami of Terrible Secrets. But I think taking a powerful card, like Completion here, is pretty good. Another Twin Shot Sniper, pick 3 here. I think that's a good signal. We could take another Completion. Obviously a very good card, but double Twin Shot Sniper is a great reason to be in red. Third Completion, 3 packs, 3 completions. Blue is looking pretty open, honestly. This card's good, this card's great. I mean, these are both great cards. But Bamboo Grove Archer is very good also. But maybe green is not quite as open as blue is, if we're seeing all these completions? Hard to say. We have Shigeki and Boseiju. Oh, I don't know. This is a tough choice. I might regret picking the green card here. I'll pick the blue card. This is a tough one. The Immediate Punish. Look at this. A really good green card. We could be in Rug. Teamer colors. I don't think we're in black at this point. This is more like a 6-drop. Ideally. Cuff isn't so bad. Not great. I don't know if I pick it over Fixing here. If we're going to be in 3-color, I like the Haven. And I don't mind the Cultivation here. I really don't think we're going to ever play this card. Cultivation is more of a 2-drop. Just like this is, I don't know, that's a fine 2-drop. You can play it on 2. I wish I'd picked the Bamboo Grove Archer, though, with the Completion. I don't feel like we're in blue right now. Skyscraper's not so bad. But I'm going to pick the Kami of Terrible Secrets. There's a weird world where I end up running that. I think I take the Fixing here over the Terrible Rare or the Boon of Boseiju. We're really looking for a Season of Renewal. I'm gonna take more fixing. I don't think I ever want, maybe not never, but I don't think I want two careful cultivations. This would be good for the weird world I mentioned, where we end up running our Kamis of Secrets. I hate 2-drop. Commune is okay if we end up wanting to dig for our completions or our Shigeki. I don't know. Binary Incision's not bad. It's a pretty good card. Not a lot of synergy for it, but if we run into snipers, that's pretty good synergy. And then using it on Boseiju is quite good. Guardians of Oboro is fine. Teamer deck sounds like a good home for it, even. This card is very strong. And a reason to be in blue, even. I think it's actually bugged with Boseiju. Weird to say. Hopefully they fix that, because I don't want to be accused of bug abuse if I end up copying Boseiju with Mindlink mech, since that will often be our best target, just to make a huge flyer. It's good to get another artifact, too, if we end up wanting to splash for these Kami's a Terrible Secret. Another good blue rare. Like to see it. Reasons to be in blue. Glad we have this Swiftwater Cliffs. Though at this point, we could potentially be in just blue-green and maybe splashing for these twin-shot snipers, which are fantastic, of course. I don't know about this Calamity. We don't even have very many instants and sorceries to get with it. Though I don't love any of these cards. Koi is pretty medium. I also just take it for gems. There's a world where it's good anyway. None of these cards are going to make or break my run. Behold Wilda. Oh my gosh, Behold's such a good card. This pack 3 has really delivered for us. Love Puzzle Maker. Another reason to splash for these Kami of Terrible Secrets. Because now our artifact count is pretty good, and our enchantment count was already pretty good. Oh, this just doesn't really count as an artifact. I mean, there's a world where I'll have it in play. I keep using that phrase, sorry. But I want more enchantments that I'm incentivized to run these. Because I've got two potential black sources that don't really cost me much to run. So like blue-green splashing red and black seems like an okay deck here. This would be an easy red splash helper. Modern Age, pretty good here. Another consistency increasing blue card. I don't know that I really need a third completion, but it would help me if I get like a Shrine Steward. I took the Modern Age in the end. Gloomshaker's good here. Sucks that I haven't seen any Season of Renewal for our Shigeki. I don't know that I'll even run Shigeki if I don't get Season of Renewal. I probably will. It's an okay card. I think Modern Age number 2 is probably better than Grafted Growth, even if we are trying to do some weird splashing. It's just a good card. I like Suit Up as a one-of. Fang, though, is quite good with our spinning wheel kick. Love the fixing here. Oh, actually, Geothermal Kami with our one-of Gloomshaker seems pretty exciting. It sucks to give up the fixing for it, but it's probably worth it. I don't have enough fixing in this deck to make Skystormer Koi really exciting. I think I want the Spell Pierce. May seem a bit odd, but I've got double Modern Age to potentially loot it away if and when I don't need it. Prosperous Thief is fine, but Dismal Backwater actually does something in this deck if we want to go for a weird splash. Holy shit! We wield Tamio's completion. Sorry for my language, but I will take third completion over the fixing, sadly, but it's probably worth it. Okay, what a strange little deck we've come up with. I like to just start from scratch when I'm building a deck. You might have seen me do this before. Turn off our land suggestion. Or you can do that just by taking out the land, but these cards are all good. I can't believe we didn't get a single Season of Renewal. I don't think we saw one after getting our Shigeki, but it's possible that I picked something else over it, or I wasn't paying attention and I missed it. I like slashing for the Gloom Shrieker at the very least. Don't hate the spinning wheel kick. The one of careful cultivation seems fine, since we look like we have a bit of a higher curve going on here. I think I will end up splashing for the snipers. They're very strong. What's our artifact count at? 2 so far. Companion doesn't seem too exciting in a deck with, like, no ninjas. Bear is fine in a deck that has both Seiju and Behold. Not a lot of ways to modify. So I don't think I really want Guardians of Oboro. I like the Mirror Shell Crab. We're looking at a few decent 2-drops. I think we can make room for the Shukai trainee, and I rather do like having Planner Incision, since we didn't end up taking any of the Tamio's safekeepings. We're getting close to full up on playables. If I run these Twin Shot Snipers, we're up to 5 artifacts, which is potentially enough to justify the Kami of Terrible Secrets. That's kind of a hard thing to be running. It's good value. And that does seem to be our win condition in this deck, is good value. Would be so much better if we had the Season of Renewal. But if we're just running a 17-lander the normal way, I think the last card is probably Suit Up, because we have plenty of creatures, I think. Let's see, 12 with the Modern Ages, 13, 14. Yeah, it's not a bad creature count. Cultivation sort of counts. Oh, yeah, we got enough creatures. With our Sagas and our Cultivation. It's really just between whether we're doing a 16-lander or a 17-lander. If we want to look at it like this, with those as 3-drops, it's really just 4 drops and then Spinning Wheel Kick and Behold, which is pretty good. Especially with like some mana sources down here. There's Careful Cultivation. Shigeki can potentially be sort of a mana source. But what would we try and fit in if we went down to 16 lands? I don't think this is too good of a commune deck. I don't really want to run any more red cards. It's just the snipers I think are worth splashing for. I'm iffy on trying to splash for the Kami of Terrible Secrets. If our artifact count was a little higher, if we had artifacts that were likely to stay in play the entire game, like terrariums, I would not be hesitant to run those, because they are good value. But as things stand, I think splashing black for just Gloom Shrieker isn't a bad play. Bearer of Memory, as I mentioned earlier, is fine with the fact that we're running some enchantment creatures here. For the Inventive Iteration, the Seiju, the Behold, are all good targets to be putting counters on. Even Gloomshrieker is not so bad, though that's kind of a creature they will be wanting to get rid of. Planning Incision's great in this deck. I don't think I mind going to 16 lands and running the bear. We'll see what happens, though. Put in all of our non-basics, see what it recommends us. Wow, not a single swamp recommended. I might actually add a swamp. We're looking at 4 potential red sources, 8 potential black sources, 8 potential blue sources. How many blue cards are we running versus green? 8 and 8. Not bad. If we want to discard the Tanuki, oh, we wanted to run 16 lands, huh? I don't actually have an extra land slot to work with here. In that case, maybe I do skip on Bear of Memory. Let me look at my creatures real quick, though. Almost everything in our deck is a creature. I don't think I want to cut any of our interaction. We don't have a lot. It's mostly just the completions and spinning Mule Kick. I mean, and the Twin Shot Snipers. Those are pretty good at interacting. This is a bounce. I want to fit in a swamp. I know it's just Gloomshrieker that we have as a black card. So maybe we don't need the swamp? That is more of a long-term combo sort of win anyway. Maybe we run it like this. Oh no, this hand is very slow. Well, maybe not that slow with cultivation, assuming they don't remove it. Let's keep it on the hopeful strength of this guy. Maybe we top deck lands. Or early plays. Sucks to have to name green with our Uncharted Haven. Oh no. That is a very aggressive 2-drop. It's not really where you want to be going second against an aggro deck. I might actually complete the Lizard Blades next turn if he doesn't kill my cultivation at the end of turn here. Human Monk, I mean. One top, one bottom. You'd have to have Voltage Surge, but it looks like he does have Voltage Surge. Okay, he didn't kill it. I don't really have any interaction in this deck besides completion, so I don't feel too bad about using completion on Lizard Blades. That should stop the hurting for the time being. What am I most scared of this turn? Mythic Dragon of the red variety. Okay. Didn't top deck a land. And we don't have anything we want to bounce. Creature or planeswalker, that is. Do I hold up Counterspell here? Just discarding Crab, channeling it? What's my alternative? Play Barrier of Memory for tempo? I think I will do that. If he kills it, he kills it. It's not the end of the world. It's not even the best card in my hand. We've already got the Gloomshrieker Geothermal combination. See, he did have the Voltage Surge. Fire Hamlet absolutely would have killed the human monk. Kind of like, since I'm missing land drops, bouncing this bronze plate boar here seems pretty good tempo. So it's his 5th land drop that he drew this turn. I'm about to draw an extra card. Still no land, frustratingly. There it is. I have to discard a card here. Gotta be Crab, right? Because Geothermal Kami I can play and gains me life. And Shigeki can be really good late game, but also is another playable. I might even play it this turn. It blocks pretty well against this Hand of Enlightenment if he doesn't equip the Bronze Plate Boar for all of his mana. And if he does, I will complete the Hand of Enlightenment. I'll basically lose an entire turn, re-equipping the Bronze Plate Boar. Or unequipping. Now maybe completing the Bronze Plate Boar itself is the better completion. Long term, since I don't expect to be winning in the immediate future. If he was tapped out, I would probably double block here, but since he's got 5 mana open, I don't think I mind taking the 3. I don't have red mana, so I don't think I care about discarding the twin-shot sniper here. Kind of like just passing here. Does he have any enchantments in the graveyard? No. So the downside of just passing here is I'm sort of wasting Living Breakthrough's ability. Like, if I play Modern Age here, a lot of his cards are probably blanked. But with this many instant speed abilities, Shigeki's, Suit Up, Tamiya's Completion, it's probably best for me to just not spend my mana on my own turn. Pretty good combat sequence for me. And at the end of the turn here, I get to use Shigeki's ability, returning it to my hand, and hopefully putting a land from the top 4 into play, assuming there is one. And there is! It's even a red source. Love to see it. Wow. I got a really good red card off the top of my deck. Now I can't play. My opponent cannot play 2 drops or 4 drops on their next turn. I think that about seals the deal. Well, wasn't a 2 drop or a 4 drop? think I'm going to attack for 5 in the air. And then bounce Living Breakthrough. And bounce their Sunblade Samurai. This will get me my Mindfink mech or Mirror Shield Crab back. I actually think Crab is probably better than mech. Oh no, would have been really good this turn. Countering Oath would be a wonderful boon. The Sniper is not bad here either. Killing one of those tokens and getting another body. I think I'll take that. We definitely outvalued our opponent in this game. I'm speaking like it's already over, because I feel like it is. Even if they fare well here, I'm pretty confident in my odds. I think I just hold up... Yeah, there we go. Didn't think it mattered too much what I did this turn. Alright, here we go. Round 2 against Ageps. Age PS. We don't have green, which makes this kind of a weird hand. But we do have a Shock that we can play for 2 mana by discarding Twin Shot Sniper. So I'm going to keep it and hope that we draw green. Which is a very greedy keep on my part. But we'll see how it plays out. We've already drawn our 3rd land, thankfully. Okay. Dangerous to let that stick around. I could greed. I don't think I should. Let's use our mana up. If we don't draw anything we can play this turn, that's kind of a shame. Okay, Puzzle Maker doesn't really kill us very quickly, so I don't hate that. Playing Inventive Iteration on 4 can be really, really brutal for the opponent. And getting our Twin Shot Sniper back next turn is looking pretty strong. I mean, it doesn't do anything to a Puzzle Maker. Other than block it, which isn't so bad. Getting two of Black Stars is pretty good here too. I kind of want to play the Twin Shot Sniper, partly just because I feel like there's a serious threat of ninja action happening if I don't have a blocker for this flying creature. That said, I do have Behold next turn, and this doesn't play around Suit Up very well. I don't know, the alternatives are not looking too great, so let's just play out our Reach blocker. Hit him in the face for 2. Nothing blows us out too hard here. Suit Up's the scariest thing they could have, and it's not too scary. Didn't even do anything with that scry. They just put the card on top of their library onto the top of their library. Okay, definitely want to complete that. The downside is since they are a ninja deck, they very likely have Specialist, which is really good against completion. Oh, if we keep playing 4-drops, like we did this turn, then Specialist can't be played. Literally. Don't think Bearer of Memory is where we want to be this game. These 2 cards are pretty good value, too. If we draw a land, I think I will play out the Shigeki. An untapped land. Alright. Well, I could potentially play Specialist this turn. I could have played Shigeki and Completion to prevent that. Oof. I feel like I should hold back one blocker so that I don't get beetled again. There is a slight chance that we draw, like, Twin Shot Sniper and get to draw 4 cards. So I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep. Just playing into that ability to play Planner Incision or Channel Sniper and get us down to 1 card before the second chapter resolves. It's a high-level play. We could even just discard Shigeki with no targets for some extra cards. So we always have the option to draw 4 cards. That might be smart for us. 4 cards is a lot. Ooh. Now he has the option to ninja a Virus Beetle back. But he did not. I think I want the extra cards. And I will discard this with 0 targets. I can afford to discard a card here. So I'm not too afraid of him attacking and ninjaing the Virus Beetle. Oh no, that's really bad though. Specialist is the card I was afraid of because of exactly this. Returning Junji to his hand. I did not draw a 5-drop, so I can't just prevent Junji from being played. Got another shot at finding a 5-drop. I think this is the only 5-drop in my deck, so it's not really gonna happen. Do I have lethal next turn? In the air? No, certainly not through Behold. I meant through Junji. I can just block this. Wow, that is a hell of a draw. So I think the play here is to just attack for 4. Oh, I had lethal. Did I? Yeah, I did. I missed lethal. I'm embarrassed. Oh, no, I didn't. It would have attacked for 2. Okay. I didn't miss lethal. I'm less embarrassed. I could have had him to 1, which is still pretty good. I think saving the suit up isn't bad either. Okay. Right. Uh-huh. And that's game. Round 2 went as smoothly as round 1, if not more so. But we've found our opponent for round 3. Got a lovely hand with pretty much all our colors. We're missing a black source, of course, but we even have flood protection in our modern age, which seems like we're going to need. Because this is too many lands for this few cards. 5 out of 8 being lands. You gonna discard a land as well? Yes, you are. Oh my gosh. 6 out of 9. Definitely discarding an island here. Don't need 3 of those, along with our Swiftwater Cliffs. Of course, the 10th card is also a land. This is a very ridiculous ratio going on here. We have almost half our lands in very short time. Top 10 cards of our deck. And they have discarded 2 lands as well, so they're already on 6 lands scene. Wow, we are on 8 lands scene in the meantime. Don't need this many green sources either. And I think since we don't have any 3-drops, we may as well play out our tapped land. Get our black source online. Alright, so we got a couple of options here. They can put a counter on their Vector Glider to make it able to attack through my Vector Glider, which I don't love. There is a 5-drop I'm afraid of in these colors, called Naomi, which would create a token immediately. I think I'm just going to pass the turn and hold up Crab. Because if they don't activate the Terrarium, I'm only taking 1 damage here, which isn't exactly something I have to be afraid of. The potential of Naomi on this board is pretty scary to me. Because I don't have a clean answer to it if I don't counter it here. And they'll definitely play it if they have it in hand. Well, maybe not definitely. Maybe they suspect a counterspell. And if they activate the Terrarium to do as I described earlier and give their Vector Glider a counter... Oh, they're giving the Puzzle Maker a counter. That's fine. I'll bounce the Puzzle Maker next turn. Okay, well that's not too scary. I take 2 damage and go all the way back down to 20 here. Which is not exactly a bad place to be. Seems like maybe they didn't have a 5th land. Goodness, if I block this turn, go to 20... Oh, they did have a 5th land. Okay, so they almost certainly didn't have Naomi. It's possible they were trying to avoid playing into a counterspell, but let's hope that is not the case. I don't mind sitting back on Behold this turn. It'd be more mana efficient to play it out here. Oh, speaking of mana efficiency, I should have played the Haven then. This draws me 2 cards next turn. I think getting the Inventive Iteration online faster and decreasing the damage I take is probably a little bit better. This way they can't scry either. More looting. Looting away all these lands. They got plenty of lands, just like us. Okay. So I don't get the extra card next turn, sadly. I don't know that that's meaningful at all. I think I play the Behold here. I'd rather get 4 cards off of it, obviously, but I can always Geothermal Tommy it back later if it's not removed, with another Repel or something. I like playing with this card, though. I hate playing against it. So I know it's really strong, even when you can't see it doing what it's doing. Ooh. Now, I definitely want Boseiju. I don't think I really care too much for the Puzzle Maker, but they do have a lot of flyers. So maybe I should. I think I'll take the Puzzle Maker. Just take things a little bit slow here. This plays around Crab, so I don't mind playing out the Boseiju first. I've got the 3 mana to spend if they want to try and crab me. And then I suppose I'll Puzzle Maker. Just a nice flying blocker. I don't think they would crab that even if they do have crab. They do have the artifact/enchantment payoffs. Naomi would not be a strange thing to see in this deck. Not that I think Naomi would really run away with the game at this point. There's no counterspell they can cast either here. Lethal Exploit would kill my Vector Glider or my Puzzle Maker, depending on which one they want to kill. But I still think these blocks make sense. They chose the Puzzle Maker. Well, I tapped out, so this is a great time to Spinning Wheel Kick with 2 targets. No, 3 targets, my bad. We are at 8 mana, so yeah. Get to kill that, that, and one of these. Very nice. Very, very nice. Spinning Wheel Kick is amazing value. They're unlikely to draw 4 cards off of this, at least. And this does not take away abilities from enchantments, I'm afraid. I think that I actually want to Geothermal this back this turn. This is making sure my mana is going to tap okay. Looks like it. We'd love to see our Planner Incision next turn to help protect any of these creatures. Other than the Vector Glider, it's not that important. We have all of our completions. Look at that, Planner Incision. Just what I was saying I wanted to see. Oof. This is nice. Alright, he has just enough power to kill Branch of Boseiju. But I'm fine if he wants to trade his whole board for that. I'm going to take the aggressive role here. Suit Up is fantastic in this position. And I thought I would see a concede there. I was going to say good game, kind of rudely, even if he didn't concede there, just because I thought that was going to be the nail in the coffin. You gotta be careful with your blocks in this format. I think I would have triple blocked in that position. Just because your opponent always could have Suit Up. You don't lose much from triple blocking. It plays around favor of Jukai too, because it would deal 6 damage to the Geothermal Kami, who would have 6 toughness with favor of Jukai. It doesn't play around Boon of Boseiju. Well, with Gloomshrieker in hand, it behooves us to name black with our Uncharted Haven. Not that this hand is very good even if I do play Gloomshrieker out. I think I keep. And hope that my opponent isn't going to aggro me down too hard. We got 4 lands to play. Never mind, I think I'm about to discard one of them. Hopefully he does not ninja back that Buyer Speedle already. Didn't happen. We're safe. I guess I play the Barrier of Memory here. I hope that I top deck a untapped land next turn, because I'm sitting on all these 4-drops. Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty good draw. Especially since opponent appears to be missing land drops. Got a very aggressive strategy, it seems. And we got a concession. It sucks, because it seems like the opponent kept a 2-lander and then just bricked on lands multiple times. I feel bad. It's not how I want to win my games. But we're up to rank 66. If we can go 7-0, I wonder what rank we'll be. Not that I expect a 7-0. We'll probably have some horrible mana loss at some point this run, or just go second against the nut aggro draw. That seems to be what happens. We're already 4-0, so the dream is still alive. Even though we've kept a number of greedy hands this run. Oh, we're already 65. What happened in the past few seconds? I thought we were 66. Uh-oh. Another really not so appealing looking hand. Blockchain, we got a crypto bro facing off against us. Oh. Usually I'm pretty greedy with my keeps, but I'm getting scared. This hand's really not better. Oh, jeez. I kind of want to throw back the spinning wheel kick just because it's such a late game card. We don't have a swamp in the deck, remember, so we can't actually get the black source off of Tanuki. We can get the red source off of it in case we draw a, oh, never mind, we don't need it. May as well just keep playing out our lands. I don't see any reason to channel the Tanuki if the opponent isn't going to do anything. Oh no, our opponent is once again mana screwed. It's not like what I want to see at all, really, but I suppose we'll press our advantage. I'll even go so far as to bounce our Bamboo Grove Archer for the extra 3 life. Just because I don't like to see my opponent get mana screwed doesn't mean I'm not going to take what I can get in terms of tempo. I feel like we're not even that far ahead on tempo. They're playing alright on 2 lands. Except not really. Look, they've already discarded 2 cards. I feel bad. There's no way around the fact that they have been hurt severely from their bad luck. Nice. I don't think 2 damage is worth wasting a completion here. I mean, I could have suited up to kill the Puzzle Maker, which probably is worth it, but getting this Mind Link mech dissuades the attack as well. Not that attacking into 2 reach blockers was much better either. Well, that's a shame. It loses all abilities as well, so I can't even crew it later on and then try and, like, bounce it with my own expressive iteration. Not expressive iteration. Inventive iteration? Is that the card? I feel like it is still an iteration card. Planner Incision's a fine draw here, too. Hopefully they play something with 2 toughness that we can shoot dead. Opponent recovered slightly, but there's no denying how much discarding that removal stuff hurts. They might even concede to this. Opponent is playing it out, and I don't blame them. I like to see it. If they beat me, I take back everything I said. Of course, I did throw away Planner Incision's ability to recover my Mind Link mech, so that's a bit sad. And they've removed all tempo that I had. Thankfully, I drew the other green source for a greater Tanuki here. They're in it. Ooh, I got a bounce. I'm just going to replay it. I think it's better than playing Behold in this position. OP's deck is really removal heavy. Look at this. Removal, 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 removal. Removal. It's not surprising I'm facing them at 4-1 with a deck this sweet. I play Behold here. Allows me to take this greedy attack. Ooh. I like Crab here. I do have enough mana to double complete. I'm going to complete main phase here. And then maybe let them think that they've got a block that kills the Tanuki. And then I take away the Silverfur Master's abilities here. And get a 2-for-1. It's cool to see the double Silverfur Master in the deck to buff the Blade Blizzard Kitsune. That can be a lot of really awesome burst damage, so his deck's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. I like leaving up the Crab here. I don't have to do much to do that. I just play out everything and don't attack, because it's got a 2-2 anyway. So if he has something good like Behold here, I get to counter it. Or that. Crab counters Crab. That's the game. I really think we only truly won that game due to my opponent getting mana screwed and having to discard at the beginning of the game. It would have been really different had they not had to discard 2 fine removal spells. And they might have beaten me. It's hard to say exactly how that game would have gone. But I was using up most of my resources, just trying to defeat them. I definitely wouldn't have had the oppressive advantage it felt like I had that game, were they not to get mana screwed and to the point of having to waste cards discarding to hand sides. But it happens. It might happen to me this game. It can happen to basically any deck. Keeping a 2-lander, a 3-lander is not unreasonable, but sometimes it doesn't work out for you. It's hard to get mana screwed or mana flooded when you've got double Modern Age in hand that you can play, though. So that's good. I think I want to play this out as a green source. No, I think I don't have to. It might be a bit greedy not to. But with Modern Ages in hand, I feel like I can draw into green source pretty reliably here. I'm a little bit scared of aggro, but I mean, this isn't going to kill me anytime soon, not unless he starts giving it a whole lot of +1/+1 counters somehow. I think I'll probably discard Island here, depending on what I draw. Okay, that's a good 3-drop. I don't know if I want to discard Island here. Spinning Wheel Kick's real good. Is it better than Tanuki? It's really between these two. Alright, I will discard the Tanuki. Spinning Wheel Kick. I'm so far away from double green source that I might have 8 mana by the time I do get double green source, in which case Spinning Wheel Kick will be fantastic. Well, since I already have red and black, I don't mind discarding Uncharted Haven here, just in favor of my untapped mana sources. a suit up here. Get a nice 2 for 1. Play the cliff since I have no use for 1 mana. Nice. Maybe they'll kill the Vector Glider here. They're definitely making a token. I don't hate Behold here. It's a nice thing to curve into. I suppose they're saving the kunai to dissuade me from animating Mindlink mech, which is pretty cool play on their part. I think I'm going to play the Behold out. And just swing in for 2. I don't hate that play. Alright, we want to find a way to kill that. That can give them a whole lot of value pretty dang quick. I guess you can just complete it. I don't think I need that. It's not bad with the creature form of the hold. It's better than drawing a land. I could be greedier than that, but I don't think I need to be greedy here. I just want to make sure that they don't start copying strong artifacts and attacking for a lot in the air. They get 4 damage in on me if I don't leave the Jukai back, so I think I'll leave my trainee back. We want to save the spinning wheel kick for when we have 8 mana, ideally. But if they play another good target for it this turn, then I suppose I'll just cast it. I don't mind the 17 turn clock, so if they want to hit me for 1, go ahead. Alright. Drawing a card is much scarier, and the clock for 2 damage creature is much faster. I wasn't about to play around that, though. I wonder what that 1 card is. Gotta be careful if it's crab. Okay. Maybe it was a 6-drop, and that's why they were considering. But they decided to greet it and get the token. Like, it could be Tanuki. Or perhaps a Behold of their own. I think I meant to copy Vision of the Unspeakable. Oh well. It could have been Spinning Wheel Kick last turn that they had and were considering playing. It certainly wasn't Network Terminal. Because they could have played that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. No token for them this turn. I do think I want to hit 8 mana for the Spinning Wheel Kick, so looting this land isn't especially exciting to me. I suppose I'll just hold my mana up. So right now it's an enchantment creature, which means I can put counters on it with Bearer of Memory, which is pretty cool to think about. Maybe I should. It's very strange, but let's try it. Untapped land is devastating to them if they don't have like a counterspell or something. I mean, mostly it just kills Goshen Tide, Fang, and Hacker. They don't have any especially good attacks right now. We got a token army though. That much is true. It's not an untapped land. If they block it this turn, I will put a counter on it, because this ability also gives it trample. That keeps me on a one-turn clock. Digging for removal, I assume? A completion or a fade? A Master's Rebuke would save them. Okay. Continuing to dig. Their deck's pretty cool. Alright, that does not save you. I did not mean to click that. I went to crew. Let's go out in spectacular fashion. Wow, is that a silver opponent? That's some pretty BS matchmaking. Not to say that I'm guaranteed to win this. It's far from it, but I don't think someone in silver rank should be having to face off against a high mythic player, like ever. Any Beweavers in the chat? Alright, we'd love to see the 4th untapped land. Really like Iteration. Really like Beseiju. Really like Kami with our value enchantments. Really like Completion. I suppose that just leaves us with Crab, which we're unlikely to be leaving at mana for anytime in the near future. Whoa! Prancer into Prancer. That's the dream. I definitely don't want to bounce the Prancer. I think that let's play Boseiju out ASAP to prevent us from drawing these lands, hopefully, and keep us making our land drops. Ideally, we get to eat one of the Prancers with Suit Up later. And hopefully he doesn't ninja one here. That would be some pretty awesome value. Uh-oh. It's looking like a distinct possibility. Oh my gosh! The Madman! Something that he could have done, should have done, in this situation is you can put a stop on your combat that allows you to ninjutsu post-combat damage. So he missed 2 damage for no reason. Other than MTGA not making it really clear that you have the option to do that. So, I mean, not no reason. There's definitely a reason it happened, but it shouldn't have. Iteration doesn't feel too sweet here. I think I just run out the double 2-drop. Our answer from whether this is going to be grindy value or aggro as a matchup is definitely grindy value. It looks like they could have the turtle season loop in their deck, and oof, that is a nightmare. So they have the ability to bounce with their turtle. So I'm actually kind of unwilling to attempt a blowout with suit up here, since they can 2-for-1 me, sort of. I didn't mean to do that. Well, if they bounce with turtle, I guess I'm not too upset about it. Master's Rebuke. That's still not good for me. Every card they've played so far is pretty good. I'd say Rebuke might even be the worst card they've played as of yet. Like, Weaver of Harmony is actually super cool. Like, he's gonna get to draw 2 cards off of Spirited Companion. I think I'll Inventive Iteration the Weaver of Harmony just to slow down that play. We'll get Crab back next turn. Actually, I want Sniper. I can't cast it, I don't have the red source, so getting Crab this feels like the obvious thing to do here. So I could bounce Weaver again with Iteration just to keep him off draws. I don't think I have that many forests left in the deck. So bouncing Boseiju is not only a scary tempo loss, but it's also dangerous for a very low reward. And I'm definitely denying some value here off of the Weaver, which is pretty good. Still no red source. Can make this guy into a 9/9. He's about to get a Hasty Boy, so I think I'll just play this out. Not excited to finally give him the opportunity to draw an extra card with using Weaver and Doggo. I thought about completing the Weaver of Harmony just so he couldn't do that. But it finally happened. I can only avoid it for so long. So I can't really attack with Branch of Boseiju here, because now he has a 1/1 Death Toucher. So mildly frustrating. And if he has a single Season of Renewal in his deck, I'm poised to lose this game. Which is pretty sad. But I don't really see what I can do in this position. Okay, he's playing the Sky Turtle, which doesn't really do anything. It makes me less afraid of the Season of Renewal. Ooh. Okay, I have 10 mana already. I mean, obviously I can't target the Sky Turtle if I want to get the maximum targets, but I still can pick 4 targets with Spinning Wheel Kick. That is some sweet, sweet value. Ooh, we got a concession. 7-0. I haven't done that in quite some time, and it brought us all the way to top 30 Mythic. The nice rank 29 out of everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today and watching me dominate, apparently. But that's all for tonight, I'm afraid. And I hope I see you next time. Ciao for now.